Always be strong and of good courage, and never be afraid, because the Lord your God is always with you wherever you may go. Joshua 1, verse 9. That was my confirmation verse. And I had to ask Pastor to tell me which one it was, because when Pastor Van put it in my book, he didn't put the verse. So Pastor told me which one it was. Thank you. At the time of my confirmation, I was facing open heart surgery, which back then did not always have a good outcome. I spent 16 days in the hospital, but my heart was perfect when I came home. Don't think I really thought about my mortality. At 14 or 15, who does? 2 weeks later, when I returned to Children's Memorial Hospital, which is now Comer Children's Hospital, my surgeon told me to go live my life. Luckily, my doctor had told my parents when I was very young to let me do what I wanted. I played baseball, rode my bike, swam in our backyard pool, everything I wanted to do. When I was tired, I simply sat down and rested. My body would let me know when to rest, and it did. Actually, I was quite healthy, even if very small for my age. In fact, after my surgery, I gained 35 pounds in the first year, so I was little. I think I still have that 35 pounds too. 5 years later, I got married. 2 years later, I had our son. 4 years later, I had our daughter. Life was good. We were happy and went on a family vacation every year when Ford shut down for 2 weeks in July. And a lot of times we went someplace hot, Florida being one of them. Our children have been in all 48 states. They can take care of Alaska and Hawaii on their own. Gary and I have been to those states also. In 2003, I developed Legionnaire's pneumonia. I was critically ill. Somehow I didn't worry about getting better. I just knew I would. A week in the hospital and IV at home for 7 days, plus 2 more weeks of rest, I was good to go. God was with me the whole way. In 2004, I broke my ankle bilaterally. That enabled me to watch the Cubs beat the Braves to make it to the playoffs. Again, God was with me and it healed perfectly. I've had 6 more surgeries, and now add to that a broken arm or wrist, I don't know which. And each time the surgeons were impressed with how quickly I bounced back. God has been good to me each and every day of my life. I don't really think about his being there. I just feel his presence even when I'm screaming at a driver for doing something that I decide is stupid. In fact, my husband found a decal yesterday and he said, I don't have road rage, you're stupid. And I told him I didn't think I wanted to put that on my car. I remind myself of that after the fact, but it keeps on happening. Guess that's one of my checks to keep reminding me that I'm not in charge. I'm still learning about prayer. Keep going between you should not pray for the same thing over and over again and pray unceasingly. I still haven't figured out how that works. I'm more of a here you go, I'm done worrying about that kind of girl. Is that naive or the mark of a maturing Christian? I don't know. Sometimes people pop into my life and make statements like, I can tell you have a kind heart, and you're a Christian, aren't you? I have absolutely no idea how they see those assets in me, but people do. I'm learning that my mom had a very strong faith. It wasn't obvious to me until later in her life. The night before she died, there were 7 of us in the living room by her bed. I felt something like a cool rush of air and asked others if they had felt it too. They had. I truly believe that my mom's spirit left her that night, or someone came and got her. It was a very peaceful feeling. She had died the next morning peacefully. There have been so many times when I just should have been scared or worried, but I wasn't. There is just a peace in me that I cannot explain. Maybe it's the Holy Spirit, but whatever it is, I'll take it and to continue to grow in my faith until God is finished with me. Then I hope people can say, well done, good and faithful servant.